I ask for the truth on behalf of Alexandra Harris concerning the past, the future, and any past life, the future, and any future warnings. Although not a specific question, I do ask about the warnings. I ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And I asked about future warnings because it was that I was sort of drawn to, as if we really do know that there's a warning there, don't we? There's something happened and who wants to know what the warning is behind it. Although normally I try not to read where there's no specific question or subject matter, but this one, it was actually a pending post in the free psychic readings group. Actually, I haven't even sort of allowed it through yet. It's still pending, so that's basically how quick off the mark this one is. I just saw it and thought, I've got to do that one. That's I don't know, fascination. I don't know if it was just a whim. I don't know what it is. I'm going to just pull out 3 cards for you there, Alexandra, and we're going to just see what all this is about. Mainly because I'm more nosy than you. Let's just see. We did the 3 cards. The first card represents the past, the second card the present, and then of course the next card after that represents the future. In this case, the recent past influence, the present influence, and the immediate future influence. The recent past, of course, is a moon phase behind, whereas the immediate future is a moon phase ahead. So the recent past, a moon phase behind. You could say between now and this time last month, couldn't you? Let's just see what's been going on. Let's just establish what's happened to make you ask this question. Of course, let's just see what that's about now. Look at that. And number 5, that's the Hierophant, isn't it? The Hierophant. In this particular case, he's a monk, isn't he? Just staring out there with the light. Notice the light. The book he holds in his hand, a light shines from it. In this particular deck, that's what it does, but in traditional deck he's holding the lantern of occult science and the stick of magic. It indicates wisdom, of course. It's a major arcana card. It's the Hermit, isn't it? But wisdom, of course, just recently. The light that illuminates in the lantern of occult science is the light of the world. It's the light that shines in all of us, actually, Alexandra. So really, when you think about that, of course, it looks over there, as you can see a house, and probably there's people in there or something that's been established or whatever. But nevertheless, you only see the behind of him. You only see the rear of him. You don't see his face, and maybe because the soul has no face. Why am I looking onto that? I don't know. I noticed the green of the grass there. Of course, there's grass, but sky above, grass below, and all that. And a little dog. I don't know what the little dog is. What that's about. But nevertheless, I don't know what that symbolises. Maybe that represents the stick of magic, in the sense, just like you support yourself with the stick of magic, the dog will support you with loyalty or something. I don't know. But this is very interesting, isn't it, really? About your past life or what's happened. I don't think it's so much about your past life. I think you want to really know about your life in the past, just recently at least, is indicating, yes, the green of the heart chakra. Of course, we know that can symbolise, I suppose, love or strong feelings. But nevertheless, the light of the world shines with whatever wisdom you've gained. I get a funny feeling as though you've been there, done it, got the T-shirt over something or other. And although you say you want to know about your past life, or your life in the past, as we could say, And nevertheless, I think you really do know. You want us to try and find out, and you want to know what it means. And of course you want to know if there are warnings for the future. We're going to see that next, after this one, of course, which is the present. And this is, I suppose, the precursor to any warning. Because a warning isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a good thing, because forewarned is forearmed, isn't it? And maybe you do fear something, I don't know. Why I'm saying that, I don't know. But let us reveal the present energy, the energy that vibrates right now. Yes, the lovers. Yes, there is harmony in that sense. If you're not in a relationship, then certainly the lovers can symbolise a domestic situation, a domestic affair, in the sense of an important decision that's having an important. I'll say that again. Get your teeth in. An important decision that you're trying to make. An important domestic decision. Notice there how the hands are sort of pushing against one another, but there's just enough pressure to keep them sort of static. In that sense, any one push that way, and of course it's for too far, and another push it's capped, and that's what the harmony is, I suppose, in the sense both are adding equal pressure, and it seems just like both parties in the relationship are doing the bit, but on an equal in an equal thing. And I got a feeling as though, yes, this is to do with relationships, and for some strange reason you become the wiser because of a past relationship, and you want to know if the relationship now that you're in is either going to work, or the one that you've got your eye on, or has got your eye on you, or something. I got a feeling that although it's a relationship that's starting out as opposed to something that you've been in for a long time, because you were just recently, the hermit symbolises solitude as well. The hermit can symbolise solitude in that regard. So you have been alone just recently, but I would assume from this, given the way they're vibrating there, that you have found somebody just lately, and you found some, and you want to know what's the warning. Is he going to be like the last one was? Why am I thinking that? Is he going to be as bad as the last one? Why am I thinking that? I don't know. I want to just pull out the next card, and I just want to flip this card nice and slow, not to disturb the energy, just out of respect for spirit, out of respect for your immediate future, whatever warning this may be. Is it a warning, or is it foretelling of something that is around the corner? What is it? Victory and success. The six of wands. Although on a precipice, and on the edge, nevertheless, yes, when you're on a precipice, of course, either way, and on the edge. Excuse me. When you're on the edge, of course, you could either sink or swim, couldn't you? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's going to take that for the next 3 or 4 weeks or so for you to be on that precipice. But nevertheless, that's when victory comes, and when you can blow the trumpet into the light and literally let everybody know that you can see the light, and that's about any warnings. Are there any warnings? No, not for now. Between now and this time next month, no. The worries about the past, maybe past either past abuse or past past psychological abuse, or whichever form it came. I don't know what I'm thinking, I don't know. But either way, maybe that of course is in the past. That's something that happened. It's not happening now. And because it happened doesn't necessarily mean that it's about to happen again, does it? It just means that it happened. It may happen again, but according to this, it doesn't look as if it's going to do, because of the harmony that you've got right now with whoever it is you are in union with right now. However deeply or whatever that may be. But it's only something that started out just recently. We know that. It's actually starting out now. But nevertheless, of course, whatever domestic decision you've got to make, go ahead and make it. And feel free to do it. You always have a choice, and that's what the freedom is that Spirit gives you. The choice to decide what you want to do with your life. And it's not about others controlling your life. Yes, the moment, the period of solitude that you experienced gained wisdom. You gained wisdom, you had time to think, you had time to regroup, as you would say. But life goes on, and regardless of that, whatever warnings there are, the warnings really are in your past. And when you focus about your past, the warnings are there in your past to say, try not to allow this to happen again. You are worth more than that. You are better than that. To allow somebody to do that to you, and the more you think about them doing it to you, the more they will do it to you, because you are every time you think about them doing it to you, they are doing it to you again. So you have to say, I am better than this, I am worth more than that, and I will not allow the rest of my life to be governed by something that happened and is no longer happening, and probably may not happen if I don't allow it. And for now, Alexandra, I think these cards for you have spoken.